Well, Hawaii has a history of sending politicians to D.C. for a long time. Think Senators Daniel Inouye, Daniel Akaka, and Congresswoman Patsy Mink. Well, before announcing his run for governor, many thought that Congressman Kai Kahele would be next on that list.
Well, instead, the 2nd Congressional District is now wide open for the second cycle in a row, and candidates are scrambling to get their message out to cover the district that covers everywhere from rural Oahu to all the neighbor islands. Tonight, we introduce you to the two leading Democrats in that race, Patrick Bronco and Jill Takuda. On paper, Patrick Bronco and Jill Takuda have a lot in common. Both have served in the legislature, both from Windward, Oahu, and both ambitious politicians, jumping at a chance to run for Congress. Bronco giving up a seat in the State House, and Takuda switching from running for lieutenant governor. Both say Hawaii and the country are at a tipping point.
I'm the current state representative for Kailua and Kaneohe Bay, and I live in my grandma's sewing room, and I will never be able to buy a home in my own community, and that's a problem.
And I can tell you, as a mother of two teenage boys, I go home every night and I sit at the kitchen table and eat dinner with them, and I look out the window and I pause and I wonder, are they going to be able to have a home here in Hawaii?
Ideologically, the two are similar, both touting progressive positions on everything from health care to protecting abortion rights and tackling climate change. With no incumbent in the race, both hoping to get their names out there, and the airwaves are heating up.
Fighting for affordable health care, housing without wait lists, and access to reproductive health care.
I raised two boys while serving in the state legislature and managing a business.
Most ads touting their experience. Bronco as a career diplomat serving overseas, Takuda as a 12-year state senator and small business owner. But there's also been a lot of outside spending, including this attack ad targeting Takuda over gun control.
It's troubling to know Jill Takuda was endorsed by the National Rifle Association during her state Senate run. Think about our keiki when you vote. We just can't trust Jill Takuda.
While the ad wasn't produced by Bronco's campaign, he does agree with what it says.
We need bold leaders that are not willing to sway or not change, but bold leaders that are willing to take the tough issues and make change. And I think that's a clear difference between my opponent and myself. I have taken action on ghost guns and ending gun violence, and my opponent has a record of being endorsed by the NRA, and also had a B rating by the NRA while she was in office.
Takuda, meanwhile, defending her record, saying she wasn't aware how the NRA came up with that rating, but says her record in the legislature helped create tougher gun laws here in Hawaii.
To me, we should raise the age to 21. There is no reason why anyone should own an assault weapon, and high-round ammunition. We should make sure that background checks are there. And red flag laws shouldn't just be incentivized. It should be the law of the land. Absolutely. So again, we should take what we've been able to do to make Hawaii one of the strongest gun law states in the country. And I would love to see, we've got to fight to see that applied across the country.
Both hoping this election will be the last time for a while the seat stays open. If elected, each wants to stay in D.C. as long as voters are willing to keep sending them back.
So it's time for a new service-oriented leadership with experience that's dedicated to the job.
We've got to fight harder in Washington, D.C. to really bring it home for Hawaii.
Takuda and Bronco have 4 other Democratic opponents in the primary. The winner of that 6-way race will take on the winner of the Republican primary. 2020 GOP nominee Joe Akana, who lost that race to Kai Kahele, is trying again, this time taking on Joe Webster in the GOP primary. The seat is considered solidly blue. Last time Kahele won the seat with 63% of the vote, and no Republican has ever represented it.
And make sure you stay with us for election coverage through the primary on August 13th and through the general election in November, on air and online and across all social media. You can also download our free KITV4 app for breaking news sent straight to your mobile device.